So let's talk about this Step Up campaign. The reason that we're here today is to do some filming, to get you on camera and educate our audience, not necessarily as to, mainly really to educate them about the technology that you offer and the fact that they should be looking at stepping up with Matsuura. So maybe you can elaborate on what those words actually mean and the campaign is about, Dom.
So Step Up, what we're saying to the marketplace and to you business owners is consider stepping up from a 3-axis to a 5-axis, from a single table to a multi-pallet. That will allow you to run your businesses more efficiently, more profitable, but more to the point by maybe having one machine that will do the work of 3 or 4 single table machines will allow you to redeploy your operatives, but more importantly, remain profitable in these very difficult challenges ahead.
Now, it's something that Matsuura have been talking about for a very long time, is the unmanned run, maximising productivity, machine efficiency. I mean, so this campaign wouldn't have been, I shouldn't say that difficult for you to think up, but who were the engineers that you were aiming this up, and where did the idea come to push this? Because you must be thinking that there are guys out there that have problems or might be staring at the wall thinking, you know, how am I going to get through what is happening at the moment? Is that how this came about?
Well, what we've done during lockdown is really dig deep as to how is our customer, these business owners of SMEs, you know, looking at how they can survive and get through this difficult time. Us as well. I mean, obviously we're all running businesses, you included, Paul. So what we've done is we've looked at it through the eyes of an owner who's running small to medium-sized businesses that are running many verticals or many single table 5-axis machines. How can they improve their productivity, profitability in these difficult times?
Let's take the MX330 as an example, a 10-pallet machine here. Where's this going to fit in amongst the arguments that you're pushing here, Dom? Who would be the ideal candidate to look and explore one of these machines to step up to?
Well, again, if you look at, you know, many companies around the UK that are using, you know, verticals to process components in many operations, they are very man dependent. So if you can redeploy that work onto a multi-pallet 5-face machining centre, which is what the MX330 with 10 pallets is, you know, you can leave jobs set because you've got the tool storage in the magazine, but more importantly, the machine will run unattended. Or if you had more than one multi-pallet machine, one man can run 2 machines quite comfortably that are multi-pallet, which could do the work of 6, 7 machines. You know, it's reducing that manpower. What we're trying to do with the Step Up campaign is to get to the owners, the engineers, to think differently about how they can process existing work and future work and be more flexible.
And let's then, I want to pick up on the 405 machine as well, or the horizontal machines where you've got the multi-pallet options as well, because we've seen a few of your customers that have done exactly what we're talking about here, stepped up from having verticals, several of them, to one horizontal machine with multi-pallet. One of the things I've always thought of is, okay, well, I get the argument, but if I've got 3 spindles, I've got 3 spindles cutting as opposed to 1. And what's your, when someone raises that as an objection, how do you overcome that, Dom?
Well, they may have 3 spindles versus 1, but those 3 spindles, if they're batching production, so you're making 10s off, 50s off, for example, you know, the actual OEE, the operating equipment efficiency of that machine, isn't as good as many people think. It'll be down as 20-25% maximum in an 8-hour day. What we found is that if you can transfer that work onto a multi-pallet machine, have it set up so that it can make 10, 20, 50 of all different types of components, and you keep the spindle running, what we're finding is that machine could be easily 80 to 90, 95% efficient over a 24-hour, 7-day week working. What that means is that one single spindle 3-axis is never going to compete, even 3 or 4 is never going to compete against a multi-pallet machine that can run unmanned for that long. And more importantly, you don't need the labour. You know, so from the situation that we find ourselves in with social distancing or profitability, return on investment, cost per part, you know, a multi-pallet horizontal, you know, if you've got 8, 10 verticals, you could just get by with 2 multi-pallet horizontal machining centres.
Is it a coincidence that we've been looking on social media in recent weeks, and most of the companies that seem to be excelling at the moment and are really busy making parts, whether it just be for the medical sector or others, tend to have a lot of your machines? You know, that's quite... is it coincidental, ironic, or is it just the fact that what we're talking about here is a reality?
Well, I think, a multi-pallet machine definitely gives you instant flexibility and capability, so you can react. And I think what we saw at the start of the pandemic was many of our customers that weren't in medical switched to 24-hour, 7-day running to help, obviously, the ventilator challenge in the UK. That's, great for all concerned, and I think as a national effort it was fantastic. But it boils down to the core competence of the product and the design pedigree that has enabled the machines to be so flexible. And it's what we do. And I think, what we're saying with the Step Up campaign is there's troubled times ahead for us all, but investing your way out of it is easier to do if you've got the right equipment to do it with.
And listening to this, people are interested. They want to step up. They like the sound of it. Matsuura, probably one of the best places to do it, in your opinion, Dom?
Being biased, I would say yes, but on a humble note, please engage with us, please talk to us. We've got lots and lots of ideas and solutions on how we can help us all get out of this situation.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us today, Dominic. It's been a superb podcast. There's lots of videos, not just on MTDCNC's YouTube channel, but also on Matsuura's as well, of some of the activity we've been up to today, some of the machines and the technology that are available. And of course, more details on the Step Up campaign can be found on Matsuura's website, matsuura.co.uk.